In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, St. Barnabas' Parish House continues its tradition of providing free meals to the community. The nonprofit Inspiration is Everywhere celebrates a reopening, and an annual local construction program makes a comeback at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm Michael Kasparian.
And I am Queen Banda.
COVID numbers have remained steady. Stay informed on the latest local, state, and federal guidance with regular briefings by Falmouth's health agent, Scott McGann, on FCTV Government Channel 15, our Facebook page, and fctv.org.
It's time now for FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from the recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
In their last meeting, the Planning Board further discussed a zoning article that will be in front of town meeting next month. In this zoning bylaw recodification article, there are many updates, including reorganizing the layout of the bylaw, adding tables, and adding more recent town meeting approved bylaw language.
I've outlined the comments, and then just below that, the changes that our consultant has made, Bob Mitchell, in respect to those comments that have been received. So just going through them very quickly. A lot of what Bob sent in were Scrivener's errors. So it's just references that had to just be corrected, and he noted the reasons for that.
The Planning Board also had several public hearings in this meeting. Among these was discussion of the new fire station being built at 878 Sandwich Road, and Huey's special permit to construct a 3-story building in Woods Hole at 86 Water Street.
On the waterfront, in the face of sea level rise and other climate change impacts. So a facility that we build here has to bear that in mind. And this has really actually provided us an opportunity to do something creative in terms of how we solve that problem. And when you hear some of the details, you'll, I think, begin to appreciate the fact that, as an oceanographic institution, not only are we going to build something that we can continue to tie our vessels up at, but it's going to be hopefully a model for ways that you might address this climate change issue. The obvious things you see are the big ships that we tie up there. It's the home port for the Atlantis, which is a 275-foot research vessel, and the mothership for the submersible Alvin. And the Neil Armstrong, slightly smaller, 250 feet, which is a general-purpose research vessel. Armstrong right now happens to be in the Arctic, and the Atlantis happens to be in the Gulf of Mexico. But that's the home port for those two ships. We also have a small coastal research vessel called the Tioga, a 60-footer. And then we entertain vessels from all over the world that are in the research business and related to it.
To see the meetings in its entirety, check out Government Channel 15 program schedule at fctv.org.
After a short break, we hear from the director of A Place at the Table and their efforts to provide a meal to anyone in need. Stay with us. Hello, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Betsy West. Not only am I a director for the Falmouth Chamber, but I'm also a longtime member.
The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce prides itself as being the community connection. Our goal is to enable collaboration between businesses, government, nonprofit organizations, our schools, public safety, healthcare, and the scientific institutions for the benefit of the entire Falmouth community.
What's good for the community is good for business, and that's why we are committed to connecting people for the purpose of preserving all that is good in Falmouth, while exploring creative solutions for our combined challenges.
When you join the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, you become more deeply connected to the entire Falmouth community.
That makes good sense for you, our town, and our citizens.
Give us a call, or better still, stop by anytime so we can show you the many benefits of membership.
The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus. Bourne Farm recently held their annual Pumpkin Day celebration after a hiatus due to the pandemic.
We stopped by to discuss this year's event with the organizers.
We're at Pumpkin Day at Bourne Farm. Bourne Farm is a property of Salt Pond Area's Bird Sanctuary. We're back after 3 years from 2 years with COVID, and now we're here finally, and we hope we have a great turnout. We unfortunately lost some of the vendors due to COVID, but we've got this gorgeous farm. We have the draft horses, hay rides, vendors, 2 bouncy houses, and we hope that everybody will come and enjoy it.
We're just really excited to be having this fundraiser again. It's Bourne Farm's largest fundraiser of the year. Bourne Farm Farmhouse is open today for visitors. It's not always open, so it's really special to be able to go into our beautiful farmhouse, which is preserved from 1775 when it was built. And we did have pick your own pumpkins the past 2 years, so people could just get outside and enjoy being outside during the pandemic. But this is our first event, so we're really excited to be back here again, and hopefully we make some profit to benefit this beautiful property that we leave open for the public to enjoy.
We were actually here in 2019, and they asked us to come back again this year, and we said yes. My favorite balloon animal to make is a lion because it took me a long time to master making it.
Yeah, and rabbits is one of my favorites.
Just to see the smiles on the kids' faces.
Bourne Farm is just one of the many great properties in town managed by the Salt Pond Area's bird sanctuaries, and we wish them the best as they celebrate their 60th anniversary.
Thanks to Seth Harrington for that report. St. Barnabas' Episcopal Church Around the Table program is back with a new name.
And now renamed as A Place at the Table, the program provides free lunches once a week for anyone in need. I stopped by at their parish house and spoke with the program's director to learn more.
So we got started in the spring, and we had heard that Around the Table, which was a program serving lunch 3 times a week for anyone that needed or wanted a hot meal, we heard about that program closing down due to COVID and lack of volunteers. So myself and a few others stepped up and spoke with Reverend Will here at the church and said, we have this space and we have the need in the community and we would like to get it going again. We're serving lunch to, a hot lunch to anyone who needs a meal, who wants a meal. It's been a little inconsistent. We haven't had too many consistent guests every week. Although the few people that have come are in need of, one woman is living in her car right now and is homeless. So there is, I think that we don't realize on the Cape and here in Falmouth that there is a homeless population and that people are hungry. The service center is extremely busy. I know they serve hundreds of people, weekly. So there's a need. We do know that. We received a lot of donations in the beginning when we talked about starting this program back up. I say back up because I really feel like we're continuing on, with that Around the Table program, really honoring their legacy because they just did so much for the community for so many years. But once we started getting this going again, churches all in the community offered donations. We used our Christmas offering and Easter offering to start to go towards it, and we also got some other, donations. And yeah, so that's the funding right now. We have the money, we have it there. We have volunteers. A lot of people stepped up that want to help serve and cook the meals, and now it's just getting the word out there for those that want to come and join us. We'll always take donations, of course, but right now I think the need is exposure. We're really just trying to get word out to every place that may know someone, to spread the word, or just where, we've talked with the police department, we've hung flyers everywhere, so just so that people know we're here.
A place at the table is every Tuesday between 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. All are welcome. After a long eviction battle, the nonprofit Inspiration is Everywhere is back open again. The organization works to provide care and services to residents when challenges arise.
Their founder, Samantha Bowers, shares with us about her vision for the future of the nonprofit.
A lot of what I do is based in believing that people are basically good and that there is more good out there in the world than bad. So that's what I like to call this space too, is the place to exist without expectation. And it's really just about keeping people safe and meeting them where they're at. Literally anybody who walks through these doors is gonna get met with, what is your name? What do you need? And whatever it is, no matter what it is, we are gonna figure it out. We're not gonna be the place that just tells people, no, sorry, no one can help you, go home and feel hopeless. Somebody can help you. Somebody somewhere has someone that can help you. There's enough people in this town with enough resources that, you know, anyone who comes in here, if you do need, if it's during daytime hours, you need to come in here and take a nap, take a nap. Watch a movie, relax, read a book. Like, you don't have to come in here and be doing anything. You can just exist. And that part's never gonna change. That part where, you know, this has to be the place that people can go when they don't know where else to go. We are fortunate enough that in Falmouth, you know, when we ask for help, people show up and they help. So as you can see, we keep getting more clothes dropped off. Like, we just keep getting bags and bags and bags of clothes, and a lot of it's really cool stuff. We're always getting donations, all of the time. So many donations and so much help constantly.
Inspiration is Everywhere is open 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. You can check out their website at inspirationiseverywhere.org for more information.
You can also catch our full exclusive interview with Bowers, where she discusses lessons learned from experiences she went through while running her nonprofit.
All that and more on FCTV Channel 13 and our website at fctv.org. Highfield Hall and Gardens recently partnered with members of the Wampanoag Tribal Nation and the Falmouth Rotary Club to present the second annual Wampanoag Cultural Celebration Day.
Well, the celebration was a great opportunity for the public to learn more about the Wampanoag culture, crafts, and art. We stopped by Highfield to sample the sights and sounds of the celebration.
Wani Montapan, Natasuis Nanawita Ka Kitty Hendricks, Nutamas Masipiat, Natai Masipiat. I am called Kitty Hendricks. My native or my spirit name is Nanawita. I'm Mashpee Wampanoag, and I also live in Mashpee. This event is really exciting. This is our second year with this celebration. We were asked to come and introduce our culture to this place called Highfield. It's also been a few years of having relationships with the Falmouth and the Falmouth Public Schools. So when Highfield Hall asked us to join in the celebration, we were very excited with being able to showcase all of our tribal citizens and things that they are involved in, and as artisans, as educators, and as cultural education specialists. So we go into schools, we go to different venues, and we present our culture. And we also celebrate each year at our annual powwow, which has been going on for 90 some odd years, pretty strong. So this event has been great. That's why we're doing it again, and hopefully we will for many years to come. We have entertainment, of course. We share our songs and dancers with the Wampanoag Nation Singers and Dancers, which is a cultural performing group singing Eastern social songs. We also have different activities for the children and for the young at heart as well. We have cornhusk doll making, and clay beads can be made. Also are doing a wampum demonstration. So all these things were done last year with a lot of, we were very well received here in this community, and we just am appreciative and very happy to share it again this year.
Natasuis Roxanne Mills Brown. I'm the Education Director for the Mashpee Wampanoag Tribe. Well, the event has impacted our department and our people in a big way, because it helps to publicize that we still remain, that we're still here, and that we are a sovereign nation with our own laws, our own tribal court, our own constitution, and that we continue today to observe our traditional ways. Our language is revived, and we share that amongst our community. We're educators, and we want to educate not only our own youth and our own people, but the educators who work with our children and the community at large, because the bottom line is that we are one large community, and the better each of us are, the better our community as a whole.
Thanks to Tony Sadera and Kurt Arkin for that story.
After a short break, we take you to an exciting event for kids interested in construction. Stay with us.
Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket are magical destinations full of natural beauty. Whether you want to spend the summer or one memorable day, the Steamship Authority is a great way to get there. Hi, I'm Kimberly McHugh, Director of Marketing at the Steamship Authority. We're dedicated to offer safe, efficient, and reliable service to island residents and visitors alike. But we're also here to serve our local port communities with a focus on sustainability, accessibility, and public engagement. And as you're about to see, we're here to serve you too with innovations that make travel easier and more efficient than ever. We're pleased to offer contactless passenger tickets from the convenience of your phone. Skip the line at the terminal with our eFerry digital ticket. It's even faster and easier than a traditional electronic ticket. Simply get your eFerry pass at app.steamshipauthority.com, and when you arrive at the gate, hold the top of your device near that reader and come aboard. To better serve our passengers, the Steamship Authority is always looking to hire dedicated and caring people. If you'd like a rewarding and dynamic career, explore the list of open positions on our website. We believe in treating our employees just as well as we treat our passengers. Convenience, careers, community. At the Steamship Authority, we're all about serving the islands and you. For safety, schedule, and parking information, go to steamshipauthority.com.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus. Coral reefs are an important part of the ocean ecosystem.
Microbial ecologist Amy April from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution explains that understanding the role of different microbes is key to helping diagnose problems before they appear.
I'm a microbial ecologist, so I specialize in the smallest organisms in the ocean, the microbes. Our lab looks at the microbes from both healthy, how are they helping, but also we're taking that critical view of them as pathogens and trying to understand who's involved in some of those diseases. Basically what we do is we send a diver down with a set of syringes, and they're hovering above the coral and taking a water sample. Those samples get processed on the boat, and then that comes back to my lab here at the Woods Hole Oceanographic, where we have all the equipment we need to be able to extract the DNA and sequence that DNA and understand what microbes are there, what kinds of genes they have. Do we actually see a unique signature coming off that coral, and does it change with health state of the coral?
On there. Maybe with that one too.
One of the more exciting things that we've found is that the corals actually play a really big role in helping recruit the microbes that live near them and that might even come in and colonize their tissue. And they do this by excreting certain chemicals that the bacteria are being attracted to. A healthy coral most likely is helping to recruit beneficial microbes, but an unhealthy coral may be giving off the wrong chemicals that are bringing in the pathogens.
Join us next time as we continue our look at coral reef research thanks to the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution.
Moving on, the annual Residential Construction Career Day returned to the Cape Cod Fairgrounds this month.
The event attracts all high school students from Cape Cod and the islands who are interested in having a career in construction. And this year, the event featured a special panel of women in construction.
FCTV was at the event and we spoke with one of the organizers.
We're here on site at Residential Construction Career Day. What we do is we have member companies here that represent every facet of the construction industry, and they're set up by zones. And then we have high school students from every single high school on the Cape and Islands. The Home Builders and Remodelers Association of Cape Cod partners with the Cape and Islands Mass Hire Workforce Development Board annually for this event. And so this is our major workforce development event for high school students who may not be interested in pursuing higher education, or even if they do here locally, we are introducing them to the building and skilled trades, so that way even if they're studying at 4Cs part-time, they can still work part-time. And we're really introducing the students to the skilled and build trades here on the Cape because it's the fourth largest employment sector on the Cape, and it's year-round work, and it's a great way to make a living here locally. So what success looks like to us is we're trying to link up students with employers. So success looks like students walking away with an apprenticeship program, with a job shadow, or with part-time or full-time employment. Part of our issue in the building industry is that we've lost a lot of our workforce due to attrition. So you have a lot of people who are retiring out of the industry, and so what we're trying to do is backfill that missing workforce with younger students and adult learners to interest them into the industry, to make sure that we're still able to draw the workforce, because we have a labor shortage, but we have no shortage of amount of work that needs to happen on the Cape, and there's a high demand for building and multifamily and single-family homes on the Cape. So this year we actually had a Women in Construction panel, and we're really just trying to show and be inclusive that there are opportunities for both men and women here on the Cape, and that there are different training programs that our employers also offer, and we're introducing them to those employers so that they have an understanding of what programs are out there. Rather than just posting it online, we're really trying to be hands-on and showing them what programs are out there, but also how you do the work that's necessary. And so we have exhibitors inside and outside offering interactive activities for students.
You can catch the full panel discussion on women in construction on FCTV Channel 13 and fctv.org.
Students at Falmouth High School celebrated homecoming weekend this month. Here's more from their daytime rally and varsity football game as the Clippers took on Martha's Vineyard Regional.
The Falmouth High School varsity football team dominated Martha's Vineyard Regional High School 27-6 on October 14th. Colin Giovanni ran for 101 yards and a touchdown to help the boys win their third straight game. Senior quarterback Aiden North threw for a touchdown and ran for an additional 50 yards on the ground. R.J. Stone was on the other end of North's touchdown pass, and Asa Miller and Ryan Hume each added touchdowns of their own. Varsity football has their next game scheduled away in Nantucket on a rare Saturday game at 3 o'clock.
Thanks to Ryan Weber for that report. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone.
We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos, or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors.
We leave you now with the sights and sounds of the ribbon cutting at the new Comcast on Main Street. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.